everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the techniques I used on how I did the makeup for the Clemson Players production of Shakespeare's The Tempest. So first I added little blobs of liquid latex right onto my model, and I did these first because you have to wait for them to dry. They are the makeshift barnacles. Next, I added a dark line using black cream paint right down the forehead, kind of like a scar, and blended it out with a little wedge sponge. Since Caliban is more or less a fish man, he has to look very gross and textured. So all in all, the design ended up coming out to this. Next, I just added a little highlights of green using Ben Nye green cream paint. I'm taking the same green cream paint on a wedge sponge and just blending out the color in the different sections of the face, like a contour. Just extending that scar line down the nose a little bit and blending that out with a wedge sponge as well. Adding some green down the nose as well. I'm going back in and adding a couple more barnacles because just tapping the barnacles to make sure the latex is dry. And for this, I just used my fingers to paint them with clean hands, of course, mixing in green and yellow Ben Nye cream paint and just dabbing that on the barnacles. Then I went in with some brown cream paint and added a little shadow underneath the edge of the barnacles. Then blended out that with a little wedge sponge. Next, I'm going in with some collodion and just making a scar effect on the black line. I did this for both of the black lines that we did on the forehead. Make sure that the collodion dries between layers so you get the scarring effect. And with collodion, you want to make sure that your actor is not allergic by doing a patch test. Then for the two barnacles I did later, I just hit them with a blow dryer on the low setting just to make sure they were dry before painting. Next, this is the technique I used for the scales. So for this you need latex and ripped up paper towels in organic shapes, no harsh lines. So you just want to paint a little bit of latex on the part of the arm you're working on, and then leave the bottom half of the paper towel free moving. It's not glued down by the latex. And put more latex on the top half of the scale. For our production, we just did some random little spots of scales, so we had different patches in different parts all over the body and used the same technique all over. Our actor in our production, we had to tell them to shave the parts of their leg hair so the latex wouldn't pull it out and hurt when taking them off. And just again on the low setting, drying the latex so it's ready for paint. And the reason we had a GoPro strapped to my friend's arm, we were trying to get a cool view of the makeup process. And here I'm just using a skin colored cream paint and painting over the latex portion of the scales. Same technique, mixing some green and yellow cream paint, going underneath the free edge of the scale, under each scale. Then going in with black cream paint and painting a little scale pattern underneath each of the free edge of the scale. Blending it out a little bit with the wedge sponge. And going back in with a mixture of green and yellow and dabbing that on the edge of the scale. Going back into rigid collodion, we used this all over the arms of our actor, making the scarring texture, drying between layers. And you can add as many layers as you want. Just make sure you patch test on your actors to make sure they're not allergic. Same with latex. Then once those layers were dry, I went in and just shadowed under the edge of the scar and blended that out. And that's about it. Just did the technique all over the body. And I have some pictures from our production. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.